I saw them in the rearview mirror. A black SUV. Following too close. Too deliberate. My heart didn't race. After 14 years, I'd been expecting this. Min-jun, I said calmly in Korean, keeping my eyes on the road. I need you to get down on the floor. Right now. But Thandi SSI. Now. The 7-year-old, no, he was 21 now, a medical student, obeyed without question. He'd learned to trust my instincts. The SUV accelerated, pulled alongside us. 2 men inside, dragon tattoos crawling up their necks. Baek Sun-pa, the most dangerous gang in Seoul. And they wanted the boy I'd spent 14 years protecting. I reached under my seat, found the Glock I'd kept hidden there for moments exactly like this. They shouted for me to stop. I didn't. The man in the back seat raised his gun. I saw the bullet's trajectory before he fired. My curse, my gift, showing me death half a second before it arrived. I swerved. The first shot shattered my side mirror. The second shot came immediately after. This time I couldn't dodge. Not without losing control of the car. The bullet punched through the driver's side window, spraying glass across my face. I kept driving. Stay down. I screamed at Min-jun. The SUV matched my speed. 70 kilometers per hour through Gangnam streets. Cars honking. People diving out of the way. The man in the back seat fired again. This time the bullet found me. My left shoulder exploded in pain. Burning. White hot. The kind of pain that makes normal people pass out. I wasn't normal people. I'd taken bullets before. I knew how to function through the agony. I raised my Glock with my right hand, aimed through my shattered window at the man in the back seat. 1 shot. Center mass. He slumped forward, blood spraying across the SUV's interior. 1 down. I shouted, more to keep myself conscious than anything else. The driver swerved, shocked. His dead passenger's body was blocking his view. I didn't give him time to recover. I fired again. And again. The first shot took out his side mirror. The second shattered his window. The third shot was the one that mattered. I saw it enter through the broken window. Saw it catch him in the throat. Saw his hands leave the steering wheel as he clawed at the wound, blood pumping between his fingers. Their SUV lurched violently to the right. But the dying driver wasn't finished. Even as his life drained away, he raised his gun. Fired blindly through his window toward my car. 3 bullets. I saw them coming. Saw their trajectories. Saw death arriving at 900 feet per second. Couldn't dodge all 3. The first bullet hit my chest. Right side. Punched through my ribs like they were paper. The second hit my abdomen. Lower left. I felt something inside me rupture. The third hit my chest again. Left side this time. Closer to my heart. My vision went white with pain. The car swerved. I was losing control. Losing consciousness. Losing everything. But not yet. Not until Min-jun was safe. I forced my eyes open. Forced my hands to grip the wheel. Forced my foot to find the brake. The SUV had already crashed. I watched it flip once, twice before slamming into a concrete barrier. Blood sprayed across the pavement. The 2 men inside weren't moving. Dead. Both of them. Good. I managed to pull our car to the side of the road. Managed to put it in park. Managed to pull out my phone with shaking, blood-soaked hands. 112, I gasped when the operator answered. My Korean was still flawless despite the blood filling my lungs. Officer down. Gangnam. Near the university. 2 suspects deceased. Send ambulances. And police. Tell them it's Baek Sun-pa. Tell them the boy is safe. The phone slipped from my fingers. I heard Min-jun crying behind me. Thandi SSI. Thandi SSI. No, no, no. You're safe, I whispered. Blood bubbled on my lips. You're safe now. That's all that matters. The world tilted sideways. I saw Min-jun's face, terrified, screaming my name. I saw the stuffed lion, Simba, lying on the floor beside him. I saw 14 years of protection, sacrifice, and impossible choices flash before my eyes. Worth it. Every single second. Then darkness swallowed me whole. 21 days later, I woke to the smell of antiseptic and the steady beep of machines. Hospital room. Clean. Quiet. Expensive. For a moment, I thought I was dead. Then the pain hit me. Every breath felt like knives in my chest. My shoulder throbbed. My abdomen burned. I tried to move and immediately regretted it. Easy. A gentle hand pressed me back down. Don't move. You're still healing. I turned my head, slowly, carefully, and saw Mrs. Choi sitting beside my bed. Her eyes were red. She'd been crying. Min-jun. My voice came out as a rasp. Is safe. Thanks to you. She squeezed my hand. He's been here every day, sleeping in that chair. She pointed to the corner, where Min-jun was curled up, fast asleep. 21 years old now. Medical student. Alive. I'd succeeded. The gang. Destroyed, Mrs. Choi said firmly. The 2 men you killed were high-ranking members. Their deaths triggered a police investigation. Interpol got involved. They've arrested 37 gang members in the last 3 weeks. Baek Sun-pa is finished. I closed my eyes. 14 years of fighting. 14 years of watching, waiting, protecting. Finally over. Thandi. Mrs. Choi's voice was soft. You've been unconscious for 21 days. The doctors said. They said you died. Twice. On the operating table. Your heart stopped. But they brought you back. Should've. Let me go, I whispered. Don't you dare say that. Her voice cracked. Don't you dare. You've spent 14 years protecting my son. 14 years sacrificing everything. You don't get to give up now. 14 years. I opened my eyes, looked at her. You want to know why? I've wanted to know since the day you moved in. Mrs. Choi pulled her chair closer. Who are you really, Thandi Mkhize? Why did you come to Seoul? How did you know we needed protection before we even knew we were in danger? Min-jun stirred in the corner, opened his eyes. When he saw I was awake, he bolted upright. Thandi SSI. He rushed to my bedside, tears already streaming down his face. You're awake. You're really. I'm okay, I whispered. You're safe. That's all that matters. But you almost died. You took 3 bullets protecting me. You've been unconscious for 3 weeks. His voice broke. Why? Why would you do that for us? I looked at him. This young man I'd watched grow from a terrified 7-year-old into someone strong. Someone good. Because I saw you die, I said quietly. Silence. Mrs. Choi and Min-jun stared at me. What? Mrs. Choi breathed. I took a painful breath. I need to tell you the truth. All of it. But you have to promise me you'll listen until the end. No matter how crazy it sounds. They nodded. I was 6 years old, I began, when I first saw death. My story. I grew up in Kailicha Township, outside Cape Town. My mother washed white people's laundry. My father worked in the mines until his lungs gave out. We were poor, but we were happy, until the visions started. I was 6 years old, playing in the dirt outside our house, and suddenly I shifted. I saw Mr. Zondi from 3 houses down lying in the street, dead, blood everywhere, his wife screaming. Then I blinked and I was back. Present day, Mr. Zondi walking past, alive, whistling. I ran inside, told my mother. She said I had too much imagination. That night, Mr. Zondi was shot dead. Exactly like I'd seen. Exactly where I'd seen it. The visions kept coming. Car accidents. Fires. Shootings. I saw them all days, sometimes weeks before they happened. I tried to warn people. No one listened. They thought I was crazy, making things up. By the time I was 12, I'd learned to stop telling people. To carry the weight of knowing alone. That's when I saw my father's death. 6 months before the cancer took him. I held his hand as he died, crying, telling him I'd tried to stop it. He squeezed my hand and said, God doesn't give gifts without reason. You see death. Maybe you're meant to fight it. He died at 3:17 a.m. on a Sunday, and I made a decision. If I can see death coming, I can learn to stop it. So I started training. self-defense, combat, weapons handling. A former soldier named Marcus taught me everything. Krav Maga, tactical thinking, how to kill if necessary. But the visions didn't stop. When I was 22, working as a translator in Cape Town, I had a vision that changed everything. I saw a hospital room in Seoul, a city I'd never visited, a man dying, and a little boy, 7 years old, crying over his father's body. I saw the dragon tattoos on the men standing behind him. Then the vision shifted. 3 years later, the same boy in a school parking lot. 8 bullets, execution style. I saw his name, Min-jun. I saw the date, 2013, and I saw that I had time, just enough time to stop it. So I came to Seoul, learned Korean, got a degree, found your family, applied to be Min-jun's English tutor. You hired me in 2010, 3 months after your husband died, and I've been protecting you ever since. Min-jun's mouth hung open. Mrs. Choi had tears streaming down her face. You saw him die? Mrs. Choi whispered. Years before it would have happened. Yes. And you came all this way. Spent 14 years? Just to stop it? Yes. But why? Min-jun's voice cracked. You didn't know us. We were strangers. Why would you sacrifice your entire life for strangers? I looked at him. This young man I'd saved 1,000 times over. Because I could, I said simply. Because I saw evil coming and I had the chance, just this once, to stop it. Not with prayers. Not with hope. With preparation. With action. With sacrifice. Your father told you to run when the gang came. But you were 7. Where could you run? Who would protect you? So I became that person. The one standing between you and death. For 14 years I watched every shadow. Checked every stranger. Vetted every friend you made. I stopped 6 assassination attempts you never knew about. Poisoned food. A gas leak. A sniper. All neutralized before you even knew you were in danger. I took a job as your maid, your nanny, your protector. I lived in your home. Ate at your table. Became part of your family. All while knowing that one day the final attack would come. 3 weeks ago I had another vision. The gang's leadership coming for you. All of them. A final, overwhelming assault. I saw the date, February 9th, 2026. I saw myself taking bullets, dying, but I also saw you surviving. So I prepared, positioned myself, made sure that when they came I'd be ready. And when that black SUV followed us 3 weeks ago, I knew. This is it. The moment I've been preparing for since I was 22 years old. So I fought. I killed those men. I took their bullets. And I made sure you lived. Silence filled the hospital room. Then Min-jun dropped to his knees beside my bed, sobbing. You gave up everything. Your whole life. For me. For us. No. I reached out, touched his face. I didn't give up anything. I chose this. Every day for 14 years I chose it. And I'd choose it again. Mrs. Choi was crying too. Thandi, I don't know how can we ever repay? You already have. I smiled. Look at him. Medical student. Going to save lives. That's the payment. That's why I came 7,000 miles. Why I spent 14 years fighting shadows. Why I took 3 bullets. Because he gets to live. He gets to become someone who helps people. Who makes the world better. That's worth everything. Mrs. Choi took my hand. My mother-in-law was right about you. You're not just our employee. Your family. And when you're fully recovered, you're coming home. Not as our maid. As our family. I felt tears sliding down my face. The first I'd cried in years. I'd like that. August 2025. I stood in the Seoul National University auditorium. Packed with medical students, police cadets, journalists. They wanted to hear from the guardian of Gangnam. The black South African woman who'd fought the city's most dangerous gang for 14 years. I hated the nickname, but I told the story anyway. I was 6 years old when I first saw death. I began. And I've been seeing it ever since. For 28 years, I watched people die and knew I couldn't stop it. Until I saw a 7-year-old boy who was going to be murdered. And I decided, not this time. This time I fight. People ask me why I did it. Why I spent 14 years protecting a family I wasn't related to. Why I took 3 bullets for a child who wasn't mine. I tell them because I could. Because I saw evil coming and I had the chance to stop it. Some of you will face similar choices. You'll see injustice, danger, evil, and you'll have to decide. Do I look away or do I act? I can't tell you which choice is right, but I can tell you this. If you choose to act, the cost will be high. You'll lose time, peace, safety, maybe even your life. But you'll gain something too, purpose, the knowledge that you made a difference, that somewhere, someone is alive because you refuse to look away. After the lecture, Min-jun, now a resident at Asan Medical Center, approached me. White coat, stethoscope, saving lives, just like I'd seen in my visions. Thandi SSI, he said. Thank you. For everything. For my life. For this. He gestured at his coat. I smiled. Thank you for being worth saving. He hugged me, tight, and I thought about that 6-year-old girl in Cape Town who'd first seen death coming. She'd been cursed, but she'd turned that curse into a calling, and saved a life that would save thousands more. Worth it. Every bullet, every scar, every sleepless night. Worth it. Would you sacrifice everything for a stranger's child? Would you spend 14 years fighting a battle no one asked you to fight? Would you take 3 bullets to save one life? Thandi Mkhize did. And because of her sacrifice, a doctor is saving lives in Seoul. Never underestimate anyone, especially the quiet ones who see death coming and say, "Not today."